Hey guys, Oblivion903 here once again, and this is the first part of my Hyrule Warriors playthrough. This is actually the first time that a Zelda game is going to be featured in full on this channel. I have done a highlight video for Ocarina of Time as part of Flashback Friday, but this is the first time that it's actually going to be featured in full. And I've been looking forward to this game for a really long time. It's a bit different to your average Zelda game. It's more like a Dynasty Warriors game, reskinned with a Zelda front, but it's still going to be pretty cool. It looks absolutely fantastic from what I've seen. I can't wait to get right into it. So on that note, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And as you can see in the menu, we've got a few options. We've got the Legend mode, Free mode, Adventure mode and Challenge mode. And on the side at the bottom we've got the button for the Hero of Hyrule pack, which is basically just a lot of DLC that's going to become available over the coming months. So I'm going to click Legend mode just to start off the story. Right, so that was the opening cutscene. By the look of it, a massive horde of monsters is heading towards Hyrule Castle, and as always, Link is going to save the day. It's quite cool to see Link in a sort of different setting to ones that you typically get in a Zelda game, where he's normally a forest boy who happens to be the hero of Hyrule. It's quite cool to see him sort of in a different way. The fact that he's a trainee soldier who also once again happens to be the hero of Hyrule, but never mind. But I'm just going to click continue and get right into the opening level of the game. This one is going to take place on the Hyrule field. And like I said, it does play similar to Dynasty Warriors, so if you've played any of those games in the past, it will sort of feel a bit familiar to you. But those games are quite cool. And I do love the fact that in these sort of games that there's just masses of enemies and you just really feel like you're just absolutely raising hell. And it's really fun. It's one of those really sort of enjoyable games. But anyway, getting into the gameplay, just sort of taking out these enemies. As you can see, they're not too difficult, even though they are in a sort of massive group. They're most like cannon fodder. I'm going to head over to this enemy, the outpost captain. He seems like one of the sort of harder enemies out of the group. But actually not that hard, managed to take care of him pretty easily. But I'm just going to make sure I collect as many rupees and extra bits and pieces like hearts and that I can. Right, so apparently the east field is in danger of falling. As you can see, the red on the map indicates sort of the enemies and the blue indicates for sections that we've got control of. And you'll be able to see as I take out more enemies that the red will start to thin out a little bit. Right, so there we go. We just saved a little fairy. It's quite cool to see a fairy in this game. Obviously, a fairy called Navi was a massive part of Ocarina of Time and was quite a cool little companion. So to have a fairy again, I believe this one's called Proxy. That's quite cool as well to see. Right, I'm just pressing A, which is to do my special attack, and hopefully take out quite a lot of enemies in the process. Right, so we're already up to over 250 enemies knocked out, which is pretty cool. Right, we're pretty much taking care of a majority of these enemies now, just a few more to go, and then I think we should be able to progress into the next section of the game. Right, the abandoned fort gate is now open, and the dark forces are advancing. As you can see, that gate over there is now open. So now we can go through it and progress ourselves. Just going to continue taking these enemies out. Nothing really too hard. Right, who's this guy? Right, so this one is called Volga. Hopefully it won't be too hard to take care of. Right, so here we go. Now the mission started to defeat him. Like I said, hopefully it won't be too difficult, and we can get that done fairly quickly. Going to use my special attack and hopefully drain his health down quite a bit. Yeah, it didn't do bad. It's not fantastic though. It's not doing that much benefit to it. Right, he's down about half health now. So not doing too bad. Still taking out a few of these little enemies as well. Oh, that must have hurt. That must have hurt. But right, it looks like Impa is coming to save the day. So hopefully now with the backup we should be able to get through this. Right, so that mission was successful. Volga has retreated, probably because he just saw how much of a badass Link was. Got to admit, that little sort of pose there, pretty badass. Massive fireball went to destroy him, and he just stood there and took it like a man. So right, now we're going to move on now. The abandoned fort is open, so we're going to progress through this level. And I'm going to continue taking these guys out. Right, so now we've got to defeat the Lizalfos and protect the Goron captain. So I'm going to head over to this guy. I'm going to leave the cannon fodder for now. They're not overly important. We're going to get rid of this guy so I can save the captain. Right, so there we go, taking care of him and also leveled up to level 2. And we rescued the captain, so everyone's all happy now. Right, the mine entrance is now open, so I imagine we're going to be going into there next. But just going to continue taking out these guys. Use a special attack, and that should hopefully get rid of a lot of them. There we go, over 400 kills now. 400, near 450 actually, which is pretty cool. There we go, we've reached over 450 now. Just going to take a few more of these out and then the guards should be able to keep things going while we progress into the next section. But there we go, over 500 now. I'm going to head down into the mine. And I'm just going to get this treasure. Oh, press the wrong button there. Right, and we've got some bombs. A staple in the Legend of Zelda series. Right, we can toss some enemies for a devastating effect. They're also great for blowing up boulders. That's quite coincidental because I saw some boulders a bit further back early in the mission. And also coincidentally, some boulders are just being thrown in front of the mine. So I suppose it was a good job there was some bombs in that chest, or else that wouldn't have been too good. Right, just going to throw them. There's the borders destroyed. Let's get back into the game. So right now the next objective is to rendezvous with Zelda. So I'm going to head back the way we came originally. And let's take out a few of these guys on the way. Right, so here we go. There we go. There's the borders that I was referring to earlier. Like I said, quite coincidental that we got some bombs. So there we go, able to get through this, into the next section. We'll use my special attack again, try and wipe out the enemies in this section. Right, so we've rescued the Hylian captain. Right, you're welcome. Obviously, you really appreciate that. So we're going to continue taking out the enemies. It is a little bit time consuming trying to take out this many enemies, but obviously needs to be done, and I don't have to take them all out before I progress. The knights, even though it doesn't really look like it, should kill them. Although they do look like they're just standing around for the most part. But it's going to continue taking these out. I'm sort of going to thin the herd a lot before I do move on. Just so any of these areas sort of don't get overthrown while I'm busy doing other things. Right, over 600 kills now, which is pretty cool. I don't know how many enemies are in these areas, but I imagine a lot, as we've only just sort of scratched the surface of this map. So yeah, a lot of ass kicking, a lot of raising hell going on. Right, and the key boss has appeared. That basically means that we sort of pretty much taken over the keep. Now there we go, we've captured the Westfield keep. So once we kill so many enemies, the keep boss will appear. And once we defeat him, the keep's ours, which is, as you can see, the little area is now blue, meaning that it's ours. I think they can be captured again by the enemy if you don't sort of maintain them. So that's why I sort of try and get rid of as many enemies as I can before I move on, just so I've got less chance of that happening. Right, it's going to continue taking out the enemies in this area. As you can see, we've now joined Zelda and Impa. And now we've got to capture the central keep and the Eastfield keep. So right, as you can see, those two areas are glowing green on the map. So I'm going to head towards them. Just going to take out a few more enemies first before I do so. Right, so there is some enemies heading towards the Hyrule Castle. However, I'm going to leave them for the most part because, as you can see, the area in front of the castle is blue, which means there's a lot of guards there, which hopefully should be able to hold them off while I make some aggression in this next section. When, as you can see, just underneath the map there is the central keep bar, which once I get it right down, the keep Master or whatever it's called will appear, and if I defeat him the keep will be ours and we can move on. But like I said, not too worried about the fact that enemies are heading towards Hyrule Castle just yet. So I'm going to continue taking out these enemies. Right, nearly got the bar down now. There we go, the key boss has appeared. So I just need to take care of him now. I'm going to use my special attack and hopefully take out a lot of these enemies and really drain his health. Actually killed him, so that took us up to level 3. Just going to collect everything that's about here. The central keep is now ours. And now I'm going to head towards... Actually, the Eastfield keep was also captured, so I don't need to go there now. Right, so now apparently we need to head towards the Great Fairy. So we're going to go towards the Fairy Fountain. As you can see, the bottom of the map is starting to be pretty much blue, but the north is still very much covered in red, which means that we need to try take out all of them next, which I think is why we're heading to the Fairy Fountain. Right, the Southfield Keep has fallen to the Lizalfos, I believe they're called. So I'm going to do something about that and try and capture this back. And then I'm going to head towards the Fairy Fountain once I've done this. But there we go, I've defeated the Lizalfos. The keep boss has appeared, so I'm going to take care of him next. There we go, taking care of him. The Southfield Keep is now ours. There's a load of knights here, so they should be able to take care of any remaining enemies and allow me to move on. I'm going to head down here towards the Great Fairy Fountain with Princess Zelda. Right, there's an outpost captain here. I'm going to take care of him. There we go, taking him out. Right, if only we had a bomb, we'd have that wall down in a moment. But it's quite coincidental that I found some bombs earlier. So let's destroy the wall and get into the Great Fairy Fountain. Right, so now we need to use the magic circle. So if we press Y, that should do that. There we go. Oh, I gotta say, he looks quite cute, that little Goron Knight. Gotta say, the Gorons are one of my favourite species in the Zelda world. Quite cool. But basically, his bomb just absolutely just raised hell, knocked out 500 odd people in one go. And as you can see, the map is dramatically reducing the amount of red that's on it. So that's made things a lot better for us. Right, now the Hyrulean forces have gained morale as well, and apparently now can counter-attack. I'm assuming that's because they're all happy. Right, so Zelda has now left the battlefield now that the situation's under control, leaving me and Impa to continue raising hell. Right, and apparently this wizard is going to unleash King Dodongo. Oh, it's been a while since we've seen him in a Legend of Zelda game. But we kicked his ass the first time, so I'm sure we can do it again. So right, now I'm going to head towards the North Square where he's at. And a Skulltula has appeared on the battlefield. And basically it is in the location somewhere where that spider web is. However, because of the fact he's heading over towards the Hyrule Castle, I'm not going to waste my time with that. Something I can always come back to later, I suppose, but if he reaches Hyrule Castle, then this thing will be over. So I want to try and take care of this as quickly as possible. Right, so my special attacks did quite a little bit of damage to him there. But basically now I've got to defeat the King Dodongo to win. And as you can see, he takes quite a lot of damage. So it's something I don't want to waste time doing other stuff. I want to concentrate on this fully. Right, I'm going to use my magic now. And this should increase the amount of damage that we do. So I hopefully should start to take this guy out a little bit quicker. Right, now that he's been knocked out, I'm going to try and attack him as quickly as I can and start taking some real health off him. Right, I'm not worried about anything to do with Central Keep or anything. I'm just worried about this guy. As I said, just going to concentrate on this. Right, he's broken through the Central Keep, but that's not a problem. Right, now I think he's going to start heading towards the castle, or at least to the next keep. So basically, while he's walking, I'm just going to try and attack him as much as I can. And try and deal some damage to him. But what I want him to do is open his mouth so I can throw the bombs in it, because that's how you're going to knock him out. So I'm going to stand in front of him and hopefully he tries to attack me like so. There we go. He's swallowed the bombs. Right, so there we go. Now he's knocked out. I can start to take some health off him. The Skulltulla's fled, but like I said, I'm not worried about that. I've got more things to deal with at the minute. Mainly this guy. Oh, that must have hurt. Actually, it really did. It really took a lot of health from there. Basically, once that sort of bar, that sort of circle went down, that allowed me to do that. So I'm going to throw some more bombs in his mouth, hopefully. And hopefully do the same thing again. Right, there we go. I've blown him up, so he's now vulnerable. Taking his health down. I should hopefully have him done soon. Right, there we go. Managed to kill King Dodongo. Pretty hard enemy, but thankfully he didn't get too close to the castle. Just going to pick up everything here. I've got a new weapon. Right, so it looks like Princess Zelda's being kidnapped. That's how you do it.
The Triforce is the harmonious union of power, wisdom, and courage. It has been the object of countless battles between the forces of light and darkness. Each time the Triforce fell into the clutches of evil, Hyrule was plunged into misery. But in every age, a hero, clad in green, would restore peace to the land. During one of these dark times, the legendary hero split the spirit of evil into 4 fragments, sealing each away to finally break the cycle of destruction. 3 of the fragments were scattered across time and space. The final fragment was sealed in a sacred temple built upon holy ground imprisoned by the blade of evil's bane.
Right, so that is the first mission completed. That one was called the Armies of Ruin. As you can see by my battle record, didn't do too bad. We killed a lot of enemies, over 1600. We've got a lot of rupees, which is quite cool. So I think we had a pretty good first run. Right, so we can spend the rupees on various things at the bazaar, I think it's called. I honestly don't know how to pronounce that. I think that's what it's called, a bazaar. But anyway, I'm going to click next. Right, we've also obtained the Knight's Sword. And we've got some new materials as well. And we've also unlocked free mode, adventure mode, challenge mode in the gallery, which we can also explore a little bit later on in this series. And we can also battle as Impa, which is quite cool. And we've obtained the Giant's Knife, which is made by the Gorons. And we've also earned the Destructive Force Medal for defeating more than 1,000 enemies in one battle. Right, so we can post that to the Miiverse if we want to. I suppose if we're going to automatically do it, we can do it. I won't spend time doing it though. But if it's going to be automatic, then I suppose we can. There's no harm in that one. Right, so now the next scenario is open. As I said, you can spend rupees on stuff. So we can also explore that if we choose to. Or I think it's wanting us to do it now, actually. Right, so we can strengthen the warriors here. First select the warrior you'd like to take. So I'll click on link. Right, at the badge market you can craft special badges for your warriors to grant them unique enhancements. So we'll give that a go. Right, creating badges for your warriors at the badge market will help improve their battle abilities. Their bonuses granted by badge apply only to the warrior with whom it's created. Creating badge requires both rupees and specific materials, but the benefits they add to the warriors can be immensely helpful. Okie dokie. And they are divided into categories: attack, defense, and assist. Right, so let's have a look. The glowing space indicates badges that can be crafted. Go ahead and make a badge with the materials and rupees you collected. Right, so we're going to create an empty bottle. Okie dokie. Right, empty bottle. Warriors will be able to use potions during battle. There are other shops that can improve your warriors as well, so check them out. Okie dokie. Do that next time though. There's also a few things here. We can use rupees to level up in the training dojo, and we can create drinks and mysterious mixtures. But we'll be doing that a little bit later on. Because the next mission is called the Elden Caves, I will be saving that for the next video. So I'm going to conclude this one here, guys. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it so far. I've got to say, I absolutely love that first mission. It's a game that I've been looking forward to for quite a while, but it's been a long time since I've ever sort of played anything similar like Dynasty Warriors. So it sort of feels fresh, and it's nice to sort of get into it. And obviously it's Legend of Zelda, so you can't really complain. The Zelda series is absolutely fantastic, one of my favourites. So I'm sure I'm going to enjoy this, and I can't wait to get into the next part and continue to it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video where I will be tackling the Elden Caves. Until then, guys, bye for now.